Hello, welcome back to Red Hawk Media. Today we're continuing on in our Photoshop series, and we're taking a look at the free transform tool today. Yesterday's lesson or previous lesson before this was how to bring in different images, create new layers, and how to extract an image or cut it out, whether you were cutting out the background or actually cutting the image itself out. We were working with the Statue of Liberty here, cutting out the image and then bringing in an alternate background. We're going to continue the same image, and we can see some dilemmas here. I grabbed a picture from online, and the picture is not nearly large enough to cover the entire background. And this was an issue that many people had in the previous episode here, so we're going to take a look at that. To begin with, I want to make sure that I'm on the proper layer that I'm going to resize. So I've got the whole space scene here with the Earth and all the extra moons and that. I've got it selected over my layer palette. And now what I want to do is free transform this. That's going to allow me to change the size of it. I can do this a number of different ways. I can go to Edit, and I can go to Free Transform. As soon as I do this, you're going to see the anchor points pop up all around the picture here. Now, a few words of caution as we do this. You can drag the anchor points like this to stretch it, but that's exactly what it's going to do is stretch it. See how the moon is getting oblong shape there? Or possibly we do something a little bit different. We grab the sideways anchor point and we stretch it out, and it's getting all super wide now, and it's all out of proportion. Not a good practice to do. So we go ahead and get back to the original picture here at the start of all this. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and hold Shift, and I'm going to stretch this picture. By holding Shift, it will stretch it on the X and the Y coordinates exactly the same size. And it keeps all my proportions. Now if I move this down, see how we're doing. There we go. And now I've got a background that fits. Now, that's one method of resizing here. There's another way we can go ahead and do this. Anytime you make a transformation on something, whether it's a selection or changing the size of something, you always have to hit Enter afterwards or hit Return. You can also click on the Move thing, and it's going to prompt this. It's going to say, do you want to apply the transformation? In this case, yeah, we're going to go ahead and apply it. Okay, so now transformation made. Another way we can go about free transforming, my quick key, because I'm a fan of the quick keys, is I can go Command T. Command T. Again, it brings up my anchor points, and if I want to fine tune this, holding Shift, I can bring this down so that it's a little bit closer to the same size as the Statue of Liberty. That way we're not getting any pixelation effects or anything like that. And grab this again, bring it down, and it depends on how much or what you want to see in your particular picture. There we go. Got the idea, and again, I've made my transformation. The anchor points are still there. I won't be able to do anything until I accept the changes, so I'm just hitting Return on the keyboard, and it's going to apply the changes automatically. All right. Now, there's a few other options here with free transform. Let's switch over to the Statue of Liberty. Okay. Once on that layer, assuming that the layer is unlocked, I can go up to Edit, and I've got a few other transform options here. I can scale it, rotate it, skew it, distort it, perspective, warp, and those will all come up later. But let's say I really wanted the Statue of Liberty facing the other way. I can go ahead and flip that. Oh, flip vertically, don't want that. Let's go ahead and go back and try flip horizontal. That's what I want. So I go to Transform, flip horizontal. Now the statue is looking completely the opposite direction here, and drag that over. There. Now if you look at this closely, being that the statue is a national landmark, we probably would not want to do this just for the sake of now she is holding the torch in her left hand versus before when she was holding it in her right hand. And anybody that's a history buff or landmark buff or anything like that is going to notice that. So you have to be careful how and when you flip your images horizontally. Let's say that we did want a little bit more of the sky to show up though, to make it more imposing maybe. Let's go Command T, and we go ahead and we can shrink this down. Let's bring it down. Oh, we're on the wrong layer. Let's go ahead and grab the statues layer. My bad. Hit enter, apply those changes. Statue layer, now Command T. Okay, with the statue, I can go ahead and change the size of her down. I'm holding Shift again to make sure. Okay, and drag this down. Now, if I drag this away from the edge, I'm going to have this nasty looking straight edge over here, and it's not going to look natural because that's not the way she really looks. So she's going to have to be nested into the corner here, just like that, so that we don't see that. Okay, that's a quick lesson on free transforming and size. Another thing that we can do with free transform is we can rotate. So let's say that we actually wanted to rotate her so she's looking a little bit more straight up into the sky. Gives us a different perspective altogether. Okay, so I've now rotated her simply by going to the corner anchor point while free transform is on. And you can see the cursor change from the resize to the rotate. All right, now I've got that problem of the straight lines over here, so I just drag her over a little bit more, and voila, we've got her completely resized. I hit return to accept the changes or apply them. And then we're good, except I gotta move her down a little bit more because that part is showing up, and there we go. So you gotta be careful where your images are cut off so that the straight lines are not showing, especially after rotating. So bring that down, good, and I'm all set. Why don't you today go ahead and tinker with the Statue of Liberty image, resize it on your background, rotate it, flip it horizontally, play around with the free transform settings, and then, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Also, depending on what your background is, let's bring in one more image into your background here and add that in, free transform it so it applies perfectly. In my case, maybe I'd do something funky like I'd bring up a UFO or something. So I'd search UFO. This is my chance to make a quick reminder too on Google Images. Okay, you don't want to grab the thumbnail. You want to grab the actual picture itself. So when you go to these, find a large picture because we're working with high definition here. And let's say this one's kind of a unique looking one. We're going to go ahead and bring that up. And I'm going to scroll until I find that actual picture here. I kind of like that perspective a little bit better. Right there. Ooh, this one's got even sun glare on it. Perfect. We can use that. All right, so now with this picture, I can go ahead and drag it into a new layer and create my new layer and make sure that it's over the top of my background. And let's get back to that picture and drag it in here. There we go. Now I can go through the whole process that we went through yesterday of cutting this all out. I very quickly grab it, and I'm going to inverse my selection, inverse, and delete that out of there. And now I need to resize. First, let's deselect it, and edit, free transform, holding shift, and transforming it down. You can see I missed some of the background there. I'll have to cut that out here in just a second. I missed a lot of the background. So I would go ahead and reselect that so that I get that all cut off. Right there. If I line this up right, I could put it right below one of the stars here to make it look like the sun, the glare of the star is coming off of there. Okay, so cleaning it up just a little bit. We're going to grab just that image again. We're going to go edit or select inverse. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of that picture out. And bingo, we got it. Now I've added a new image in that I've cut out right into that. I've free transformed it. I could rotate it, whatever I need to do here. Choose carefully, do a nice job of cutting whatever image out that you put in there, but we're going to keep adding to this in the coming episodes here. Thank you for joining us again with Red Hawk Media. See you again.